All right, time for week 14 fantasy show, the last week of the regular season. We will get into all the huge matchups in the final week of the regular season. But before we do that, let's look at what happened in week 13 as a lot of interesting decisions and matchups happened that has made the standings even more crazy. Starting with my matchup versus Rat in a big matchup in a huge win for me as I take down Rat 129 to 122, sending Rat to 8 and 5, sending me to 7 and 6, getting that big seventh win that I desperately needed because my lineup does not look great next week. So huge for me. Trevor Lawrence did his thing. I needed 24 points on Monday Night Football to beat Rat, and he got 25 on his own. Thank God, because Ridley had a bad game and the Jacksonville defense got absolutely shit on. So luckily Ridley or Lawrence was there to get me those points before he got hurt, or else it would have been another Monday night disaster and choke. GG's to Rat. He had a solid performance from his Miami boys. Achane had a huge day coming back from injury, and Tyreek Hill did his normal huge thing. But he did not outscore DK Metcalf, who got me off to a great start on Thursday Night Football with a huge 37 points when I needed it most this week. Thank you, DK. And overall, my team just put up a little bit better result than Rat's team. His Chiefs stack kind of let him down on Sunday Night Football to only give him a 24-point lead as Mahomes only got 13 and Kelsey only got 12. And obviously, Rat had two goose eggs in his team. So if you want to know how to beat Rat when his Miami boys pop off, which they do almost every week, get shitty performances from the Chief stack and get a couple donuts from some of his role player guys. If Rat's role player guys performed well, he would have won this week. So thank God they didn't for me. My Ohio State boys had my back. Thank you, McLaurin and Brown. And I got a huge win that almost guarantees a playoff spot for me, which we will talk about in a little bit. Rat, your comments after the defeat and the sweep. I swept you this season 2 and
Um,
0 of your
and
kryptonite.
GG's to you. Noah Brown and Terry won't see the lineup again together.
Wow.
That was
Okay.
unlucky. 0 points,
Yeah.
a little unfortunate,
Even
but
when
I
Tank
wish
Dell got hurt, you would have thought Noah Brown would have got some catches
I'm
after
gonna
that.
complain and say I'm gonna pull a cheese, and I wish I could play other people this week because
Oh,
I would have beat them.
okay.
So unfortunate. Yeah,
All
that
right.
yeah,
All right. Interesting. All right. Anybody else have any comments they'd like to
bad
make?
times.
Great win by golfer.
Thank you.
Fuck
Even
off.
though even though he didn't really need it, you think
I
he would have
did.
made it in even if he lost this week and lost last week. But it just secures
No.
golfer's spot.
I
No,
mean, if I would have lost
I
this
th
week, I'd be 6 and 7. Then I lose next week. I'm 6 and 8. I
I
don't think
think
six
I
and eight's
think
gonna
there's
get
go
in.
I think there's going to be a 6-8 team in the playoffs.
I mean, isn't it impossible now at this point? It's
No,
impossible. The
no.
winner of Slaps and Ernie is going to be 7 and 7 and get the last spot if Cheese loses. It's
Oh,
impossible for a
true.
6 and 8 team. So that's why I needed this win.
Well, no. If you lost, it wouldn't have been possible
Well, yeah, if
because
I
there.
lost, it would have been possible because then there would have been two teams in the playoffs at 6 and 7 at the moment.
Yeah.
So maybe, but then I would have been relying on me to beat or well, no, I don't even think it would have been possible then because Cheese would have been playing me this week, so he would have got a win, and then the winner of Slaps and Ernie would have got a win, and they would have got the last two spots. So I don't think it would have even been
True.
possible. So I desperately needed this one because my lineup this upcoming week is not going to look great. All right, moving on to the next matchup. We predicted a pretty decent score for me and Rat's matchup, and we predicted a pretty low score in this one, and it was the case. Tyler, though, picks up a huge win over Matt as Matt's team continues to struggle. 85 to 107, so Tyler breaks the 100 mark, and that was good enough. Big win for him to get him out of the cellar. He's now 5 and 8, a game ahead of Zach, so a big win for him in the second to last week of the season. However, that win was not good enough to keep his playoff hopes alive, as he is eliminated from the playoffs due to other teams' records and what happened. But he is in a strong position to avoid last place after getting this win. Matt, on the other side, falls to 7 and 6, desperately in danger now of possibly missing the playoffs as he was in the top spot for a while this year, and then the second half of the season has not been kindly to him and his team. As you see here, it was really Isaiah Pacheco with 21 points, and I guess Rasheed Rice with 14, and everybody else did shit. Got Zach Moss, who was the big pickup last week. We thought would have a huge game. He did not. Only got 7.7. And Joku did nothing. Thielen continue. I mean, you look at Matt's team. Thielen starting to fall these last second half of the season has correlated with Matt's team falling. That was a big pickup for Matt at the beginning of the year in the draft as he was popping off, and the last few weeks he has not looked good at all, and it has cost Matt's team. Kyler Murray also didn't do shit against that tough Pittsburgh defense. And on Tyler's side, it wasn't much better, but he got 16 from Goff. Austin Eckler continues to be ass. That is not looking good. Yeah, he is not looking good. Looks just. I don't know if it was the injury that just set him back for the rest of this season, but he has not looked good since coming back. Stevenson got hurt and only got 2.9, so that's not good for Tyler's team. Although it doesn't really matter too much because he's in a pretty good shape. I mean, Hollywood Brown got a 0 bomb as well. A lot of zeros, a lot of donuts this week for certain fantasy players. Hopkins, I guess, was a bright spot, and Derrick Henry, bright spot. Trey McBride did well as well, and that was really all Tyler's points. Those three guys and Goff. So GG's Tyler, big win for him. Matt, on the other hand, which we will talk about here shortly in the scenarios, 7-6 in a little bit of a danger. He continues to put up low point weeks. Even when he was winning at the beginning of the year, he didn't have too many huge scoring weeks. So he, which you'll see here, is in a little bit of danger now that he is not guaranteed in the playoffs yet, even though he's 7-6 with how low his points for it. So I'd be a little worried about Matt's team. Even if he gets in, this does not look like a team that's peaking for the playoff stretch if he does get in. Anybody have any comments they'd like to make on this matchup?
I would like to thank Matt for trading me Mike Evans.
Oh, yes.
That saved my season.
Yeah.
I would be, well, I mean, I'm not Pacheco's son, but
yeah,
I think Mike Evans
Pacheco's
has
been
helped me
good,
out
but
more.
yeah. Yeah, just think if he would have did this trade, but instead of Mike Evans did Thielen instead, Matt, who knows where Matt would be right now? He'd probably be in a much better position with Evans, Diggs.
Matt would be in the one
instead of Thielen and getting
Matt will
off.
make the playoffs.
This was the time where Matt needed to offload Thielen on the high, and he didn't because Matt barely does trades, and now this second half of the year is struggling. What did you say, Rat?
Matt will make the playoff.
Wow, he's gonna make it. Okay.
Well, he'll be a
All
free
right.
win
We'll
if he
talk.
makes it. So.
Is that Charles Barkley guarantee?
Yeah, Raz, that Charles Barkley
Barkley guarantee making the playoff.
Sounds like you just want Bill to lose this week.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of Bill, on his bye, he picks up a big win over Pussy, 117-84. Pussy's team back-to-back weeks of low scoring, not when he needed the most. It's so funny. 3 weeks ago, we were giving him all this praise. He had a couple big weeks, got some wins, was like up to like fourth in the standings, was looking really
he's
good.
Eliminated.
And he's not eliminated yet, but it is looking
he
very.
is.
No, he's
How is he
not.
eliminated?
He's not eliminated.
What?
He
How
has
is
a
he
path to
eliminated?
get in. It's
It
just
is
very
a path
unlikely.
That involves him scoring 250 points this week.
Yeah, I'm okay
No,
with that.
that's not true either. That's not true.
He
He
no, it's
needs
not
Matt
true.
to lose, and he needs Cheese to lose,
We'll
and
go over it.
he
We'll
will
go over it.
overtake
We'll go
Matt
over it.
if he catches them on points for, which we'll go over. We'll go over in a minute. But it is by far out of all the 6 and 7 teams, he has the least chance of making it, as his points for is way drastically lower than everybody else. So if it looks like for some of these playoff spots, it's going to come down to points for tiebreakers potentially, and it's unfortunate for Pussy. The start of his season where he didn't score a lot, then he had a nice little run for about 3-4 weeks, and then this back couple weeks where he had some winnable games. I mean, he faced Matt last week, who didn't score a whole lot, and then he faced Bill, who on his bye, who put up 117, but that's beatable. So unfortunate for Pussy. It was in his hands, and he kind of choked these last 2 weeks with his team. Anybody have any comments they'd like to make on this one? Big win for Bill, 9-4, top spot now with Rat losing last week, a game ahead, looking like he's gonna get the bye.
Mhm.
Yep.
He ain't getting it.
Oh, he ain't getting it. Okay.
No.
All right, well, we'll see. All right, moving on to the next matchup, and this was one of the biggest matchups of the week last week, and look how close it was. Ernie hanging on by a thread on Monday Night Football. One Chase catch away in overtime from losing, and he holds on as Chase did not get the ball. 118-117. So close for Zach, as it would have been a huge comeback win for him to keep his last place hopes alive of not getting in last place. Instead, he falls to Ernie. Huge win for Ernie to go to 6 and 7 in that, and doesn't control his own destiny, but he faces Slaps this upcoming week in a big matchup that could see his way to sneak in possibly in the playoffs if other things go his way. With JJ coming back next week, you like his chances to possibly beat Slaps, possibly. So his team's going to get a little improved. So it was a big win for him to pull this one out against Zach. Just more unfortunate. Zach's had some close call losses this year, and this was just another one. Not the type of season Zach was winning at 4-9, and now is going to need a little bit of a miracle to avoid the last place punishment and all that comes with last place. He avoided last place last year by out edging me. It doesn't look like he's going to do it this year. So rough for Zach this season, but big one for Ernie. Anybody have any comments they'd like to make on this? Nope.
Go Ernie.
Unlucky, Zach.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next one. Right here. Next matchup we had Pook versus Slaps, and another strong, good win for Pook to go to 7-6, 123 to 109, send Slaps to 6-7. This was a big matchup because the winner of this was going to look very good to make the playoffs. The loser was going to be in a world of hurt going to need some help. So Slaps now is taking that defeat, is now going to play Ernie, and it's not totally done for Slaps, but he is going to need help besides just the win. Pook picks up this win, like I said, big for him. He's almost basically going to get in the playoffs, assuming he takes care of business week 14. But another strong performance from Stroud. Bijan didn't do a whole lot. Dylan did okay. It was mainly, like we said, Mike Evans with a 29 huge point game, as well as Chris Olave came off the concussion protocol and had a nice game as well. So those two, and his special teams, both his kicker and defense, double digits. You like to see that. On Slaps' side, his special teams did the opposite, only 6-4. Christian Kirk, you hate to see for Slaps, gets hurt on like the first series of the game after making a nice catch for 26 yards. Who knows what he could have got.
Testicle.
And that, popped the
Yeah, he
testicle,
tore his
so
penis.
that's not good. So he will be out for the rest of the season, so that's a big blow for Slaps' team. Ferguson had a nice game, though. Pollard, his running backs did really well, actually. Mixon had a huge game, 29 points. Pollard, I mean, this game could have maybe been just a little bit closer on Monday night if Kirk stayed healthy, because he caught a nice catch to start the game. But Amon-Ra kind of had one of his down games for Amon-Ra standards, and then obviously Justin Herbert, where they only scored 6 points. Rough game for him, and that really killed Slaps. If Slaps got a better performance from Herbert and Kirk didn't get hurt, he might have been able to pull this one out. So a little bit unfortunate, but it's not all done for Slaps. As we said, he still can get in, but it's going to need some help. Pook, what is your comments after this big win over Slaps?
I have a very big comment. If Slaps just accepted my trade of CJ Stroud for Justin Herbert, he would have won. But unfortunately for him, he's too much of a fucking dumbass to even think about doing that trade, and that's why he lost and will not make the playoffs.
I mean, he technically still would have lost if he did. Was it a Stroud for Herbert
9?
straight up? That's only 9 points. He would have been at 118.
I would no, he would have gotten 18 because I lose the 9 and he gains 9.
Oh yeah, true. Okay.
Unlucky Slaps, you fucking
unlucky
idiot.
for him. Okay.
Well,
So, as we said, just take Pook's trades when he offers you to him, and you would have
I'll
won.
say something.
They're
Okay,
all
go ahead.
completely fair.
Have fun in the Bahamas, Slaps, because you're
Oh.
out of the shit.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
what's the British equivalent or the Scottish equivalent of the Bahamas?
They don't have any shit like that equivalent. It's fucking
Stonehenge?
cold and
Is
rainy
he
and
going
horrible
to
there.
Stonehenge?
Well, he's going to a Scottish beach, I guess. That's probably the only thing, and it's fucking cold and rainy there. All right, moving on then to the final matchup of last week. We saw Cheese with a monster performance
pro.
over Zombie. 174 to 142. Cheese did all that crying, had a segment about crying last week, and his team responded to cheer him up, and now he's as happy as can be. You won't see no crying segment this week. Is he picks up a big win to keep his playoff hopes alive. He's currently in the 7th seed based on points for at 6-7. Zombie falls at 7-6. Does not guarantee his playoff spot. We will talk about what needs to happen. But so Zombie now is still a chance he could miss it, but pretty unlikely, but could happen. Dak Prescott, another huge game. Kyron Williams with a huge game again. Gibbs was kind of the bad spot, but CeeDee Lamb, huge game as well. Nakua with a huge game. Evan Ingram with a huge game. Sutton had a nice game. So basically his whole lineup besides Joshua Gibbs or Jahmyr Gibbs had big performances, which is why you see the 174 matchup. Wait, did that overtake Bill for the most points in a week?
Nope.
Unfortunate.
Unlucky. Cheese.
You could have had the
all that
least.
work for nothing.
You could have had the least score of the season and the most score. Damn. How many more points did he need?
3.
Oh,
Four.
man, you just needed Gibbs to do better, and he would have had it. On Zombie side, very strong performance, 142. Would have beat most people this week. So unlucky for him. You know, he had a decent score last week against me, but lost. And then this week he scores even more and still loses. So a little bit of unfortune now. Although maybe that's just the fantasy gods kind of doing some karma since he should have lost 2 games earlier in the season on the commissioner error. So maybe it kind of is evening out by the fantasy gods giving him 2 losses these last 2 weeks. So we'll see going into the final week. Zombie, your comments you'd like to make after losing this one to Cheese?
Cheese is a little bitch.
Okay.
Every one of his players got a touchdown. This fucking bitch.
Nope, Gibbs did.
Not Gibbs, but yeah. Okay.
I understand.
All right, but you're still feeling confident about your team, though, I take it, after 142?
Yeah, I'm beating Fake Rat this week.
Was Cheese correct about the show?
Okay. Huh?
That's a good question. I said to Zombie, was Cheese correct about his show that you're a fraud?
Yep.
Well, if he's a fraud, then he'll miss the playoffs this week. So if he wins and makes it, then he's not. You can't say he's definitely a fraud if he still overcomes this. But all right, so after those
Yeah, he
matchups,
didn't even
let's.
ask Cheese about his matchup.
Oh yeah, Cheese, go ahead.
Very
I'm
happy.
sure you don't want to cry now. I'm
Very
sure
happy.
you're all
Hear
happy.
the happiness.
Yeah, this is what
What the
Zombie's
fuck?
feeling, where he puts up 140 and loses. That's been me the past month, so get fucked.
Ooh, okay. All right, damn, I should have asked Zombie if he wanted a crying segment then after that. All right, well, looking at the standings, as we mentioned, Bill in the top spot takes that over at 9-4, although is down on points for to Rat. So with Rat at 8-5, Rat still has a chance to get the top seed over Bill, but Bill's in a strong position right now to get it. Then we have me jumping into third at 7-6 of the 7-6 people, Zombie at 7-6. Pook at 7-6, Matt at 7-6, and then Cheese in the final playoff spot at the moment at 6-7. But people right at 6-7 and well, Ernie's, Slaps, and Pussy all with a chance still to get in to the playoffs. The only people, like I said, eliminated, Tyler at 5-8, and then Zach at 4-9. But obviously, them two will still be fighting it out this week to avoid that last place punishment. Before, huh? What?
I like Pook's points for is almost a clean 1,500. Pretty cool.
Yep.
To me. It's almost exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to Rat for a second. I said third place was a very big and viable opportunity for him, and he told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah.
So if I get third place, Rat, fuck you, you little bitch.
Oh.
What do you mean by third place is what?
He's the third seed.
Oh, why? Because you'd be facing Matt?
No, he said don't worry about the third seed, worry about making the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you still do have to worry about making the playoffs. You haven't secured your spot just yet, but you could also get the third seed. All these seedings from 3 all the way to 10 could all be jumbled up here, which we'll get into in just a second. Before we get into that, we are going to just real quickly go through the waivers real quick. I'm sure Cheese would love to boast about his Green Bay Packers pickup since there was 5 people that bid on him. He was already doing that in the chat earlier, so you're just happy you got him, right? You bid the dollar. You outsmarted the other 4 people.
Look, against his own team.
Yeah, I don't give 2 shits about Jonathan Mingo, but
Buddy, it's a good matchup. Come on, I need
Wow, you don't like your Giants beating the Packers?
It's Tommy DeVito, brother.
Wow.
Okay, all right.
And they can still
Bill
win.
picked up Ezekiel Elliott now with Ramondre Stevenson being out. That was okay, decent pickup. There was other
That
people
offense
who
is
wanted him.
still dog
Yeah,
It's
they still
horrible, and it
trash.
has a horrible matchup this week against the Patriots or against the Steelers. So I doubt he's going to play him this week. But you never know. Stash him on your bench. See how long Ramondre's out. Matt is now a Vikings believer as he picked up the Vikings defense. Ernie picks up Tajay Spears and drops Joshua Dobbs. I thought that was interesting. I thought Dobbs was going to be his boy moving forward with Justin Jefferson. Apparently that 4-pick game last week, I guess, got Ernie quickly off of Dobbs. Who does Ernie have as his quarterback?
Wilson. Let's ride.
Oh, so he's riding with Russell Wilson.
Let Russ
Okay.
cook.
All right. Pook picked up Jake Browning after his huge game this past Monday
Barry.
night. All right. Zombie picked up Zay Jones now with Christian Kirk out. That could be a decent stash, maybe. Pussy picked up Kyle Pitts, although Goddard might be back this week, so I'm sure he will
He is.
play him if
Confirmed.
Goddard's back. And Bill picked up Rashad Penny. Okay.
Wow,
just in
cheese, you
case
dropped Dicker.
That's her. Yeah. Dicker the kicker has been dropped with that horrible Chargers
Horrid
offense.
face,
Well, I had to, I think, because Aaron Jones was not out anymore, so I
Yeah.
couldn't keep him in the IR.
I mean, you could, but you just couldn't switch any of
Well, I
your
couldn't do any
lineup.
moves,
Yeah.
so yeah.
And then obviously the big story for Pussy to just add extra hurt to Pussy's team. Tank Dell with that bad injury. He was popping off for Pussy this past
Unbelievable.
month. Had a bad injury now, and he dropped him
Pusa
out
won't even
of
put him-
for the rest of the
Pusa
season.
won't even put him in his IR spot as a
Yeah. Well,
sideline
I think he
supporter.
had Goddard in there, so I don't know if he switched
true.
it. Well, he didn't switch it, but maybe he wasn't going to switch it. I mean, he's out for the rest of the year, so. Okay, that being said, let's take a look at the scenarios for this week going into the final week of the regular season. As we already just saw the standings, it's very tight. A lot of different things could happen. These on these sheets are going to be the most obvious and easy to comprehend ways. There are some things on these sheets that could happen, but they are very far-fetched, so I did not put them on because I wasn't going to list every single possible outcome because some of these would just be too crazy that aren't going to happen, like gaining 150 points or 200 points. First, looking at Bill, to get the number 1 seed in the bye, all he needs to do is win or tie against Matt, and he will secure himself that crucial bye. Or if Rat does him a favor and loses to Zombie this week, that would secure it as well, no matter what Bill did. Or if Rat wins and Bill loses, and Bill though outscores him by 14.9 points, because that's how much he is down right now to Rat, he would get the bye that way. So a lot of options for Bill. Does anyone besides Rat not believe Bill is going to get the bye?
Bill's getting the bye.
Okay,
Strip
I
club
agree.
on me, Matt, if we win.
Huh?
Strip club on me. I said
Oh.
strip club on me if we win.
What if Matt does his job and you do your job, but then Bill
Um,
outscores you?
He's not outscoring me.
Okay. Are you
I'll
still going to
guarantee
do strip
that.
club on Matt if Matt does his job, but
Yep.
you don't hold up your end?
No,
No.
I'm holding up my end.
Okay.
Zombie's a fraud.
Okay. Zombie
Yep.
Pook, do we think Bill or Rat is getting the bye?
I think it's going to be Bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zombie?
Well, you don't even have to zombie.
Bill's just better than
Mm.
fake better.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
What?
I think Bill loses, but Rat does not win.
Ooh, so you
Wow,
think they
you're
both
picking
lose this week?
Zombie.
Okay.
Golfer, do
Wow.
we?
Oh, wait, no. I picked Rat to win, but Bill outscores him by 15.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Golfer, do we have stats on the longest winning streak in league history?
16
No,
and
but you could go look. I mean, Bill's won
Bill's
7 in a
Bill's
row.
won 7 in a row.
Yeah, it's been very impressive. He did the same thing last year. He started out horribly, and then he just mid-season
What
on
was
went
I
on
at?
a run
I was
and
at 6 in a row, 5 in a row. I think it was 5.
made the run. So big credits to Bill. You know, he's been able to adjust his team. He's made some good trades this season, just like last
Semifinals,
season.
Bill, if anything happens.
Now the only thing will be the last time Bill was in this position with the top seed, he went on to choke first round of the playoffs in the semifinals. So we'll see this time around if Bill does get this bye, if he can put it to good use. I mean, his team definitely is a championship quality team. Like if he wins it all, I will not be surprised with how his team is looking. All right, then obviously there's Rat to get the number 1 seed in the bye. It's basically just the opposite, like you said.
go.
Rat has to win against Zombie, and Bill loses. And then Rat keeps his points for lead over Bill. So pretty obvious there. Do I think it's going to happen? No. All right, moving in then to the mess of who's getting the rest of the playoff spots. Obviously, Bill and Rat are secured in their playoff spots. First, in third place is me. As we see, each team I listed all the points for comparisons to everybody in the standings with a chance. So obviously the big key for me is everybody that I am up on by a decent amount. So if I win or tie against Cheese, I will make it. Or if Cheese beats me, but I keep my points for lead over the winner of Slaps vs. Ernie, that would secure it as well. Or if any of the 7 and 6s lose, and I keep my points for lead over that person that loses, I would make it as well. So basically, Cheese needs to beat me, and then I'd have to score like break Cheese's record.
You're
And
like at
score like
95%.
30 some
Ewing.
points
98%.
to have that
You
happen.
ain't keeping your lead on pussy.
On pussy, yeah, that 241. Yeah. Well, pussy doesn't really factor against me because it's so high. But if I did lose 111 points to Ernie this week, and he won and I lost, and all the other 7 and 6s won, then that would basically be the easiest way for me to miss it. So I'm in a great position. That's why I wanted that win last week. All right, moving on to Zombie. He just needs to win or tie against Rat this week.
I love it.
If he wins or ties, he's in. Or if a loss by Cheese happens, because he is so high on Pussy, 148, even if Pussy won, chances are he's not catching Zombie. So if Cheese loses, the winner of Ernie Slaps would take Cheese's spot, and even if Zombie lost, he would still keep his playoff spot. So basically, Cheese loses or Zombie wins. Those are the two obvious ones. If Zombie keeps his points for lead over the winner of Slaps and Ernie, which, as you can see, is a little tighter, only up 18 on Ernie and down 52 on, or up 52 on Slaps. So basically, the easiest route for Zombie to not make it would be lose this week, Cheese beats me, and then Ernie wins and outscores Zombie by 8. Well, yeah, and Matt wins. All the 7 and 6s win besides Zombie and me. Or yeah, and me because Cheese wins. And then Ernie beats Slaps and outscores Zombie by 19 points. That would cause Zombie to drop all the way to the 8 seed and would cause Ernie and Ernie to get in and Cheese to get in, with Cheese winning as well. So it's a pretty far-fetched solution. I definitely, if I'm Zombie, I'm not looking like LeBron at the moment. I'm feeling pretty decent. But it's possible. It's possible. Basically, if you want Zombie to miss the playoffs, you need to root for Cheese, you need to root for Rat, and you need to root for Ernie to just have a huge week and outscore.
And Matt.
Yeah, and Matt, obviously. All the other 7 and 6s.
I am
Pook
rooting
and
for
Matt.
all of them.
I'm putting Zombie at an 85% chance to make the playoffs.
Yes,
I'm
he's
putting
in a strong
Zombie
position.
at a 32.
Okay, Pook, come on.
32.
I'm putting Zombie at a 12.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
You know, I'd put Zombie. I actually put.
You do
Zombie
realize
at
Matt
40.
plays Bill this week.
I would put Matt.
Put
I
it-
would put Zombie at like 40% if Matt didn't have such a dog shit team.
Yeah. I mean, if this
Seems
points
so
for against Matt was closer, then, maybe Zombie's chances to miss would be a lot. But, I mean, even if Matt loses, or if Matt loses, Zombie's not going to lose to Matt by more than 100. So, that
Whoa,
is in a
wait.
strong position. What?
No, yeah, you're correct.
Alright, keep going.
Okay. Moving on to Pook. It's a very similar for Pook because he's the same record and the points for are very close. It's only a 9.5 difference between him and Zombie. So if he wins or ties against Zach, he's in. Or if Cheese loses, he'll be pretty much in then. Or if Pook keeps his points for lead over the winner of Slaps versus Ernie, which as you can see, it's really close on Ernie, but a little bit bigger on Slaps. Or if Matt loses and he keeps his points for lead over him. Or if Zombie loses and he gains the 0.4 or 0.95 advantage over him. This is a typo because he's actually down 9.5 over Zombie. Zombie's up 9.5 over him. So that should be in red. So basically the same type of scenario. The only difference is the points for Zombie has a little bit of an edge, but it's so close. Same thing with Ernie. basically, if you don't want Pook to make the playoffs, you need Cheese to win, you need Pook to lose, you need all the 7 and 6s, Matt and Zombie to win, and then you need Ernie to win and gain the 9.24 advantage over Pook.
Let's go, Ernie.
So,
I'm
or
I
if
am
Slaps
not
wins,
losing.
it's still doable. It's only 42 for Slaps, but way more
I'm
likely
It's
for.
a
not
99%
losing.
chance.
I
to make the
give
playoffs.
Pook a 80% chance to make the playoffs.
Okay,
Eight.
so
I give-
wait, how much
I
did you do for
give-
Zombie? You did 85 for Zombie?
Zombie is a
Okay.
higher chance
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
make the
know.
playoffs
It's a
than
little
Pook,
bit.
easily.
That's fair. What did
No,
Brad
he
say?
plays-
He plays a tougher
99.
opponent.
Because Pook, you don't need Matt to lose. Zombie and to win. Doesn't Zombie
What?
need Matt to win?
No.
Zombie needs
Zombie, when it
Matt
comes
to
to
win.
Matt, they
Matt.
need the same things with
Matt.
Matt.
Zombie needs Matt to win if he's trying to not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't think Zombie's trying to not make the playoffs.
If Matt loses, Pook and Zombie are in a very good position
Me
to
and
get
Zombie are in the same spot, but Zombie
Yes.
faces Rat and I face Zach.
Yes,
So.
that's really the key. Is Pook has a better chance to win than Zombie this week.
Yes. Okay.
So, all right, moving on to then Matt. He's 7 and 6, but because his points for is down on everybody except Pussy. Pussy's the only guy he's up on.
That's
He
funny.
just needs a win or tie against Bill, and he makes it. Although Bill's a very tough opponent, as we already talked about Bill's team. So, would you expect him to win this week against Bill? I don't know. Or a loss by Cheese and Pussy. If Cheese and Pussy both lose, he'll be in, even if he loses, because the winner of Ernie or Slaps would take Cheese's spot in the playoffs, but Matt would keep his spot that he currently has. Or if Cheese loses but Pussy wins and Matt keeps his points for over Pussy of 46, he would still get in that way. Or Matt takes the point for lead over winner of Slaps and Ernie and keeps the point for lead over Pussy if he wins. That's really crazy if we get into that scenario. He's not going to pass Ernie, down 83. Maybe Slaps, but still unlikely with 49. So basically, those first couple things. Like I said, if you want Matt to miss it, the path is he loses to Bill, Cheese wins, and then the winner of Slaps Ernie keeps their points for lead over Matt, and then he would find himself out. So that's a possible chance of happening, because I don't think he's going to gain the points for lead over Ernie or Slaps. Cheese has a chance to beat me, and he has a decent chance to lose against Bill. So that's out of all the 7 and 6 teams, Matt definitely
was 6 and 2.
has a chance to
Remember
miss
this.
it. I know Rat's
Matt.
going to say no chance because he wants Matt to beat Bill,
Matt,
but everybody else that's objective, do we think Matt's going to make the playoffs?
I think it's a solid 50-50.
Fuck no.
I think he's going to miss it. I think he's going to lose to Bill. And I think
the
Cheese
bigger issue
might
is
beat
that me and Pusa's team could easily choke.
You know what I think is great? I think it's great that we have 2 Monday Night Football games, and they're
going to come
they're
down.
a lot of the players on there are very fantasy relevant. We have
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, we have Tyreek Hill, we have Achan,
Mhm.
we have Jordan Love,
Buddy, you're trying to
we
wish
have
it into my
Romeo
life.
Dobbs, we have
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley, we have Tua. All
Mhm.
these players matter. It's going to be a great Monday night.
The question is, though, the way Matt's team's been playing, if you're a team in the playoffs, you kind of want Matt to make it, don't you? Maybe?
I mean,
Matt
play?
would more than Matt can't really be the 7th seed, can he?
Yes. Yeah, he can. No, because you'd have to.
No,
he
because
can't be.
if he loses, there's a good chance he doesn't make the playoffs. Where if he wins, then he's going to be 8 and 6.
I think he can.
He's gonna be like 5.
If Cheese loses and he loses, I think he makes it. Given that the other 6 and 7 teams lose, except for Ernie.
No, if Cheese loses and he loses, then Ernie or Slaps is taking Matt's spot, and Cheese is
Cheese is 6 and 7.
Oh,
Matt's 7 and 6. So if Cheese, Matt both lose, then that's how Matt gets the 7th seed. Given other 6 and 7 doesn't.
Yeah, assuming Pussy's team doesn't pop off and win and gain the 46 points.
Rat, that's what you should be hoping for.
what?
To face Matt in the first round.
I'm
I'll
hoping
face
Matt
anybody.
gets. I'm hoping I get the
Okay.
3 seed and Matt gets the 6
Right.
seed.
I'll face
Say
anybody.
it right there.
Fucking You gotta prove yourself.
Okay, now into the 6 and 7 teams. This is where it gets even a little more wilder. First, with Cheese, who is currently in the 7th spot at the moment, based on points for, which as you can see here, he has a pretty good points for over a lot of the teams, including some of the 7 and 6s. So if he wins against me and keeps his points for lead over the winner of Slaps versus Ernie, he
Which I
will make
will.
it. Which you're up 48 on Ernie and up 81 on Slaps. So if I'm you,
He set
I'm
the
rooting
record
for
before.
Slaps to win. That way, it almost guarantees as long
I
as you
mean,
win.
so what? Ernie
you'll be
would
in.
essentially need. If I won, Ernie would need to score 48 more points than me,
Yes.
and also win.
Yes. Whoever wins between Ernie and Slaps, you just have to
I'm
keep
essentially winning it.
these
I'm
points
essentially
for.
winning it.
Yeah, if you lose, you have no chance to get in.
Well, I'm winner. Yeah, so my matchup is straight.
Because these two are playing each other, if you lose, you're out.
Yeah, I know. If Zach won last week, they're giving more chaos.
Or winning against me and outscoring me by
Very
63.51.
unlikely.
That would get you in. That's unlikely. Or a win and loss by Zombie, Pook, or Matt. If one of them lose and you win and you keep your points for lead over which one of those lose, then you would make it. They may not necessarily drop out, but you would definitely be in. It would come down to tiebreakers with the other people in them. So basically, moral of the story, you have to win. If you lose, you're eliminated. No ifs, ands, or buts. All right, moving on then to, like we said, the big matchup between Ernie and Slaps. Ernie makes the playoffs with a win against Slaps and a loss by Cheese and Pussy. He doesn't necessarily need Pussy to lose because he's in such a big points for advantage over Pussy. But if Pussy lost, if both them lose and he wins, it guarantees he's in. Or win and outscore Cheese by 48.8 points, as we already talked about with Cheese. If he wins, but Cheese wins, if he outscores him by that point, then he would make it. Or he wins and gets a loss by one of the people, Matt, Zombie, Pook, or me, and takes the points for lead over that loser. So as we talk, Matt is the big one there because he's up 83 on Matt. So if Matt would lose and he would win, and he keeps the 83, he would make it in and take that spot from Matt. Zombie, obviously, he's down 18 on, so it's still possible. If Zombie loses and he wins and gains that 18, he could get that spot that way. Closer on Pook as well. So those are the scenarios. Ernie, I think, is in a decent position with that win last week and now JJ back. If he can beat Slaps this week and get some stuff to fall his way, especially with Matt. If Matt loses and he wins, he's in a great position to get in a spot, and I don't think I want to see CMC and JJ combo in the playoffs. So I'm kind of hoping Slaps can somehow pull it out, or Cheese just wins and keeps the spot away from him. Does anybody else have any comments on Ernie possibly making
100% chance of making the playoffs.
Really?
Okay.
100%.
Yes.
He
Keep
needs to
on
win.
sucking.
He
He's
needs to
winning.
win.
He's
But
winning.
I mean, just winning doesn't guarantee it.
He needs
That's
to
right.
win.
He needs a
So
little
he
help.
needs to win, and me and Pusu lose.
You know, this might be the only time Ernie ever roots for me to win a week.
Wow.
Every single week
Okay,
he has rooted against me.
not
Golfer,
root for you,
if
but-
I win, what is Ernie's path? Sorry, if I win.
If you win and he wins, he has to outscore you by the 48.08 points.
Matt loses.
Or he needs Matt to lose. Yes.
Okay, Matt losing is a big help to everybody.
Yes.
The most realistic scenario for every 6 and 7 team,
Is Matt losing?
other than you, is Matt losing.
Yes.
Can't wait till Fake Red loses first round to Ernie.
Let's go.
But with all these 6 and 7 teams, the key word is
I'm
you got to
beating
take
anybody,
care of
buddy.
your business first. You need to win.
Yeah.
If you don't win or Ernie doesn't win, it's a mute point. All this other stuff is a mute point.
Can we see the chances of last place now?
In a second, there's 2 more people.
Oh, there's actually chances.
Slaps. His path is very similar to Ernie's. The only difference is he is less on the points for department. So he is in a little bit harder of a situation. He needs to win against Ernie and get a loss by Cheese. And Pussy would guarantee it, but he's up pretty big on Pussy, so Pussy's kind of a mute point. He just needs Cheese to lose primarily. Or win and outscore Cheese by 81.68 points, which is not very likely to do. That's kind of a big margin. or get the loss by Matt, who you can see here he's 49.84 up on. So that's a decent amount. So win and get the loss for Matt. Very similar to Ernie situation. The thing is, like you said, when we go over the preview, that Slaps Ernie matchup is a huge matchup. The winner of that has the chance. The loser is out. So good luck to Slaps there. All right, then the final person that has a chance, Pussy. Although it is very, very, very grim, Pussy needs a win against Tyler and a loss by Cheese and Matt. And Pussy outscores Matt by 49.5 points.
So unlikely.
So he is down to Matt by that amount. So he needs to outscore him, get the loss by Matt, get the loss by Cheese, and then he can get in. Then these ones are a little more far stretch. Win,
tie, baby.
Get a loss by Cheese, and then have Ernie and Slaps tie. If that happened, he would jump over the winner or the tie of Ernie and Slaps, and would jump over Cheese because he would have 7 wins and Cheese would have only 6. So
Why'd
maybe.
You even put the last bullet points?
Huh?
Why'd you even put the last bullet points?
I mean, you never know.
Because it's a possible situation.
He's going to outscore me by 178 points.
I mean,
you never fucking know.
Never know.
Out of all the things that happen in an Ernie versus Slaps matchup, a tie would be possible.
Okay, so you're giving Pussy a chance, huh? What is the percentage?
They're going to tie at 80 apiece.
0.1%.
5%?
I mean...
No, I'll give him 5%.
Yeah.
I'll give him 5%.
Anything's possible.
He could win against Tyler, and Cheese could lose to me, and Matt could definitely lose, and he could outscore.
Outscoring Matt by 40.
Yeah, that's the tough part. So he needs a huge week from his team. I mean, Matt's been scoring in the 80s, barely 100. So if he scores like 140, 150, he could gain that.
He needs a big week, and Matt has
he needs, which he's had a couple bad weeks, so maybe his team's due. Although he did just take that big injury, so with Tank Dell, so very unlikely, but maybe. All right, now to the last place teams. Tyler avoids last place with a win or tie against Pussy, or a loss or tie by Zach, or Tyler outscores Zach by 86.23. So the last one obviously is very unlikely. So we look at these first two. Tyler just needs to win or tie, and he avoids last place, or Zach does him a favor and loses. That being said, Zach avoids last place with the win against Pook and needs Tyler to lose and keep his points for advantage over Tyler. So he's going to need to win and get some help from Pussy this week. So Zach should be rooting for Pussy this week to get the job done. The only good thing for Zach is, with that big advantage in points for over Tyler, if he does get the help from Pussy and he takes care of business against Pook, he's gonna avoid that last place for the second straight year. But doesn't seem very likely. Who are we saying is going to be in last place? Anybody taking Tyler? Anybody have the balls to take Tyler?
I think Tyler loses, but I do think Zach also
loses. Okay. All right.
I think that Zach will lose.
Okay.
And make this a moot point.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. So now, after seeing these scenarios and all that can happen, let's get into the matchups for this final week of the regular season, Week 14. As we said a little bit, me versus Cheese. Big matchup for Cheese to get in to the playoffs. At the moment, Sleeper projecting him to win 121 to 103. My lineup is not totally set, so I'll get a little bit more points, but Cheese will still be the favorite to win, as I'll need to switch out Charbonnet most likely for Walker, assuming he plays, or put in a different running back if neither of them play. And there's still a possibility Lawrence could play, so then I'll decide between Love or Lawrence, or maybe I'll let Cheese decide which quarterback he wants to face. So basically at the moment, right now, Jordan Love against the Giants on Monday night. Jordan Love's been playing better. Hopefully Lawrence, like you said, is not out for too long, but at least I have someone to play for this week. Jacobs back off bye against Minnesota should be decent. Obviously Ridley against Cleveland is a tough matchup, and if Lawrence is not in, don't like that very much. Metcalf against the 49ers. He got shut down against the 49ers 2 weeks ago, so maybe he can have a bounce back game after his huge week last week. Hawkinson back off bye against the Raiders. Devontae Smith on Sunday night in that game against the Cowboys. Huge game. Hopefully they just continues to be Devontae Smith games for the rest of the season. Elliott as well in that game. And at the moment, Jacksonville defense against Cleveland, but I do also have Cleveland's defense. So if Lawrence is out, I will switch and put Cleveland's defense against their backup. On Cheese's side, Prescott in that Sunday night game. So that Sunday night game will be a huge game for our matchup.
Here we go.
Kyren Williams against Baltimore. Tougher matchup there. Kyron's been popping off, though. Gibbs against Chicago. Should be decent. CeeDee Lamb as well in the Sunday night game. Nakua off his big game against Baltimore as well. So a tougher defense for those Rams boys this week. Ingram against Cleveland. He looked good this past week. We'll see if Lawrence doesn't play, how that affects or helps him. Tough defense, though, Cleveland. Sutton in there against the Chargers. Sutton's been doing really well recently.
Right, baby.
Chargers team, you don't know really what to expect out of the Chargers. Bass against Kansas City, and the Green Bay defense against those Giants on Monday night. Wow, starting the defense against your own team you root for, the Giants.
Buddy, they could still win
How
the
could
game.
you?
They score like 10 points a game. Come on.
Okay.
They also have the worst. Like they allow 1 billion sacks. Like,
All
come on,
right.
it's-
Let's
they
see
can still
here.
win.
I always predict myself to win. However, I am going to say that this week, because of my win last week, I am not really threatening what happens. If I would have lost last week, then I would have been fearful of losing this
Panic
week
mode.
because my lineup and matchups aren't the best for this week. However, I am just going to let Cheese make the prediction on who wins this one because it's all in Cheese's hands this week. His team's under the pressure to perform and get the win, or else he's going to be out of the playoffs. He did all this complaining last week when he thought he was going to be out of the playoffs 2 weeks ago when he lost and was
I can complain more.
and was like 5-7. He got a big win last week, so you can keep complaining, but it's all in your hands on if your team performs or not. So good luck,
I feel
Cheese. I kind of
feel
hope
good.
you. This is what I hope happens. I hope I win 80-75
Oh, I would kill myself.
because then you can complain at nobody else. Can't
I
bring up
can't.
the points
I can't.
against. Can't bring
I
up
can't.
any of that shit. You would just be complaining about your own.
Okay, here's my
team, so
prediction.
Go ahead.
I do like some of my matchups. Even with the Kyron matchup, they force feed him. He's very clearly the main back there.
Okay.
So I feel good. I feel like Dallas is going to win to get that number 1 seed.
Okay.
Knock out
2
Philly,
seed.
a bunch of bums.
That's a
Or in the
good
East, take the lead in the division, right?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
no?
it would take the lead in the
Yeah.
division. Yes.
And also, I do like the fact that golf doesn't have the best matchup, so my team can score a little lower and still hopefully
Okay.
pull it
We'll
off.
see.
But
I
do
love
like
my
the
team to score
matchups.
130 after you just said that.
Puka is a warrior. He apparently never gets injured, so he'll be great.
Okay.
I'm hoping this new Jags QB does check down machines to Ingram. 'Cause that would be awesome. Sutton is a touchdown machine. The Chargers suck ass zombie. They only beat the Patriots by 6. Like, what the fuck is that? So I had to drop that kicker. He's a bum. So I feel good. I feel like it's the best scenario I want to be in.
Okay.
It's
Fair
like
enough.
a good scenario.
Did,
I'm hoping it pans
I
out.
I already know this answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. When you were doing your segment last week,
Mhm.
did you think you would be in this scenario going into week
I
14?
felt good about Zombie, but I did feel there was a decent chance he put up a big number against me.
Well, I just meant how this whole thing's played out, where now you're in the 7th seed and basically you just win.
Look,
in
I
your
knew
zombie.
that my points for is a lot higher than most people, so if I just went out, I would be winning.
Because based
So-
on how you were crying 2 weeks ago,
Look,
for you to be in this spot that you're in right now is pretty.
look, I just want to hear
pretty
Rat cry when he
fortunate.
doesn't get the bye. So
Oh.
Can I ask you something though?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
is his name Cooper Cup 2.0 if you don't want him to get he's on an injury?
because he's the new Cooper Cup.
but
Cup's washed.
he's actually the new Puka Nakua. He's not the fucking Cooper Cup, buddy. Cooper Cup sucks, so you don't want him to be Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup, he's like Cooper Cup from
No, he isn't.
2022.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll ask you another question. I would love nothing more for Jordan Love to just pop off against you, considering you had him at one point, and it's also against your Giants this week. That being said, though, if Trevor Lawrence is playing, and I let you choose which quarterback,
I
because
would
they're
pick
pretty
Trevor
close,
Lawrence.
you're
I
gonna
would
say
pick
Trevor Lawrence in over Jordan.
I would pick Trevor
Okay.
Lawrence because even if he's playing, I wouldn't expect him to run the ball at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
So there's a lower upside
He hasn't been
there,
running
and
it that
Jordan,
much. He's just been sneaking him
but
in on the goal
Jordan
line.
Love has that running potential. He's pretty speedy.
Okay.
So I feel like if Trevor Lawrence is there, he might get sacked more, get more interceptions.
Collusion.
Wait, what are we
This is
talking about?
Okay,
collusion.
Poog, if I could
Between
pick
the two
between
quarterbacks.
This
his
is
golfer
if
has
Lawrence
Love
is playing.
and T-Law. No, T-Law's not
You
going
hear
to
this
play, but
collusion,
if he
Poog?
was playing, because they haven't
You would
ruled
pick
it out yet.
you would pick a Love. It's no question.
No, I would pick Trevor Lawrence.
Why?
He's talking about
Golf.
which
every
play.
time. Which one you would play or which one you want to play?
which
against?
one
I
to
would
play
I
again,
would
to
tell the golfer
face.
play T-Law.
Yes.
Love. It's no question.
Okay.
You only
See,
gain
that's
2
why I
points
might
for
give
every-
that. This is why I might give Cheese this choice
you
because
only,
it's so
You only
close.
gain 2 points per touchdown Ingram gets
Golfers
if you
winning
play
this
against
week,
Lawrence.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go into Rat then.
Or
Rat,
3.
go ahead.
3.
Golfer
Oh,
will
that
win
is
this
true.
week
Oh,
That is
because
true.
the
Ingram
whole
has one
year.
touchdown, so.
You fucking retard.
wait,
Everybody's
what?
fault.
Go ahead, finish.
I said golfer will win because the whole year Cheese complained, and it will end just like how he complained all year, and we'll put up 145 points, but golfer will put up 150.
Then I'll complain even more.
This is
It's
also
all
Trump
summer,
versus.
buddy.
This is Trump versus Biden 2.0.
Exactly.
And
It is.
Trump won
I
the first
think
time around this
Trump's
season.
And then he lost the second one.
I'm going
so.
for a
And
sweep.
let me tell you something. Gibbs is not David Montgomery revenge game again.
Oh.
It's over for
Okay.
Cheese.
All right. Interesting. All right, Pook, who's winning?
Cheese.
Okay.
Thank you.
$55 buyout.
No,
Oh.
buddy.
Oh, I
And
see what
I'm
you did there.
picking golfer.
I see. I thought you were picking
I'm
Cheese.
kidding.
You
I'm
want the
kidding. No,
buyout. You
I'm
want the
picking-
buyout because he's not going to the Giants, buddy.
Wait, what was your bet?
He's not
We
going
bet,
to the Mets.
We bet that Otani last
Oh
year.
my
I
God.
bet
Okay, I don't care
$100.
anymore.
I don't
Thought it
give
was
a
like
fuck.
The bet
football
will be
related
void.
bet.
It doesn't matter. The bet's a void. It's a void.
I am on the beat jobless bandwagon with Rat. Therefore, I want Cheese to win this game.
Wow, it's called for jobless.
Okay.
What?
No, he's
No,
saying you
I'm
want
talking about-
Zombie jobless to miss the
Oh.
playoffs.
I want Zombie to miss the
Uh,
fucking playoffs. I need Cheese to win to do so.
Look, okay, who didn't predict Zombie, buddy? Who's winning?
Cheese is losing.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
You guys aren't beat. Okay,
Interesting.
unbiased for sure.
Okay, moving on to the next matchup. We have Bill versus
clubs for
Matt.
everybody.
Huh?
Strip clubs for everybody.
Okay. Huge matchup here for Matt, as we already talked about, as he is not safe at all to make the playoffs if he loses this week. If he can find a win, he's in. So it's going to be a big one for Matt. At the moment, Sleeper has it pretty close, 119 to 117, slight advantage for Bill. Bill looking to wrap up that top seed in the bye with a win this week. He has Allen against the Chiefs. Big game there. Chiefs or Allen coming off bye. Chuba Hubbard in there against the Saints after his big game. Interesting selection. Kamara in there against Carolina. So you said Montgomery revenge game, but he's not even playing Montgomery at the moment. That's an interesting decision. He's going with Chubbard.
I mean, I know why, but
Interesting. Okay. Kamara against Carolina should be very good. Keenan Allen against Denver. Pittman against Cincinnati. Pittman's been playing very well. Kincaid in there against the Chiefs. They did bring Knox off put him on the 21-day practice off the injured reserve. So if Knox plays this week, maybe that eats into Kincaid a little bit, maybe. Nico Collins against the Jets. Tougher matchup there, but with Tank Dell out, you should see Collins get quite a few targets. Sanders on Monday night, and the Baltimore defense against those Rams and Cheese, hyping up all those Rams players. We'll see with Baltimore's defense. On Matt's side, he has the young Cam Newton, Justin Fields against Detroit. Detroit's been giving up a lot of points lately, so it could be decent. Zach Moss, after his disappointing game, back in there against Cincinnati. Pacheco after his huge game against Buffalo now. Adams coming off bye against Minnesota should be decent. Diggs coming off bye as well against Kansas City. Kmet in there, so he's got the Fields to Kmet connection. T. Higgins in there against the Colts. Interesting. T. Higgins didn't do much last week. It was Jamar Chase, really, but Browning did look good. So we'll see if he keeps Higgins in there or Thielen's on bye, isn't he? Oh, no, Thielen's not on bye. So he could roll with Thielen again, but it seems like he's given up on Thielen and going with T. Higgins. Bucker against Buffalo and the Minnesota defense against the Raiders offense. I like Bill's team. Me personally, I'd play Montgomery over Hubbard, but I don't think that cost him the matchup necessarily. So I'm going to take Bill to win And as I already predicted, I think if Matt loses, he's gonna miss the playoffs. So I'm gonna think Bill pulls it out. Maybe a closer game, like 10-point, 15-point win for Bill. But I'm gonna take it. Cheese, who's winning?
Bills are winning, although the reason he wouldn't start Montgomery would be that he didn't look great last game,
Yes.
and he only gets, like, if they get him down to the 1, they'll put him in for the TD, but otherwise Gibbs will get more yards, so it's kind of risky. But I still think Bill pulls it out. Stronger team. Good matchups as well. Carolina is terrible. Denver's defense is okay, but Keenan still farms. Matt's gonna miss the playoffs, and I
Okay.
think everybody wants that. That's what's gonna happen.
You said you don't think everybody wants that?
I think everybody does want that. I think everybody wants that.
Why? Why?
So we can have more time to go to the strip club.
Wow, you said it, not me.
I want Matt to make the playoffs. buddy.
Okay, Rat, so you're taking Matt. Please tell us how he's winning this.
Matt's wide receivers are gonna put up. Well, Adams and Diggs will put up 30 plus each.
Ooh, 30 plus
Zach
each.
Moss
Okay.
will have one of his big games. Justin Fields to DJ Moore, about 3 touchdowns that game. And Pacheco and that Buffalo game will be a shootout. So
Okay, interesting.
Matt will win.
Okay.
And Chuba Herbert's a fraud this week.
Okay. Pook, who's winning?
Matt.
Wow. Okay, so some support for Matt.
No, I'm not supporting Matt. I'm just hating on Zombie.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Call me a professional fucking hater.
Okay. Wow. Damn. All right, Zombie, who's winning? I have a feeling I know who you're taking.
I'm taking my boy Bill.
Okay, I figured. All right, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on to the next matchup. Tyler versus Pussy in a battle for Tyler, a win to avoid last place for sure. For Pussy, as we talked about, a win and then needs a lot of shit to happen ahead of him. But the biggest thing for Pussy is he needs to have a huge week. He needs to score more than the 104 that he's projected to score from Sleeper. Right now he's projected to win 104 to 103, but that obviously is not a good enough score for Pussy, so he's going to need better. He has Purdy against Seattle. Travis Etienne against Cleveland, tough defense, but maybe they give Etienne some more carry and more checkdowns with backup if he's in there. Javonte Williams against the Chargers. Brandon Ayuk against Seattle. Jason Myers in there against Minnesota. Goddard coming back for that Sunday night game against Dallas. Jaden Reed on Monday night against the Giants. Moody in there, and the Patriots defense tomorrow night against Pittsburgh. Interesting. On Tyler's side, Lamar Jackson coming off bye against the Rams. Eckler, can we get an Eckler sighting against Denver? We'll see. Derrick Henry on Monday night, he's been popping off against Miami. We'll see how he does. Drake London in there against Tampa Bay. Hopkins in there on Monday night against Miami. Isaiah Likely against the Rams. Godwin in the flex against Atlanta. Lou Watts against the Chargers. And the Chargers defense against the Broncos and Russ. I think this will be one of the lowest scoring matchups of the week. I don't see how Pussy's lineup pops off for huge points. I don't like some of his matchups, and some of his players I don't think are going to pop off. Does he win? I think Tyler pulls out the win, unfortunately. I think he has just some better overall players, and I think they just get more, although I don't think they pop off by any means. So I think it's a low scoring like Sleeper's projecting, but I do think Tyler edges out the win. Cheese, who's winning?
I think Pusa will win.
Okay,
Or
interesting.
still miss the playoffs.
Okay.
That can happen, right? Due to low.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He'll win because I think Purdy and Ayuk have been playing really well lately. I agree, not going to be high scoring whatsoever. But I do think that Purdy, Ayuk, and I think that Kim will get a lot of carries.
Okay. The real thing was you predicted Matt to lose, right?
Yes.
Okay. So does he outscore Matt by the?
I think Matt will score more
40.
points than Pusa.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then he's definitely fucked. Okay.
Yeah, I think I think Bill and Matt will be kind of high scoring actually.
Okay. All right, Rat.
This
Who's
will be
winning?
terrible.
This will be the highest scoring match
Nope.
of the week.
Nope.
Really? The highest
Nope.
score?
Nope.
Okay.
Stop.
Said you were gonna make some bold
Pusa,
predictions, but I didn't think that bold.
let me think who wins. I think Pusa does win, but this matchup doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because Zach doesn't do his job, so neither
Okay.
of them change. Because
All right.
he won't outscore anybody. Sorry,
Yep.
Pusa.
Okay. All right. Pook, who's winning?
I think Tyler will win if Drake London performs well, like he said Drake London would this entire season.
Oh.
You
Okay.
said Drake London was better than DJ Moore, right? Who'd he trade him for?
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
He
He's the
said that
44th
Drake.
ranked wide
No,
receiver.
who'd he trade for Drake London?
Me. DJ Moore.
Wrong
DJ
one.
Moore.
Other one. He traded DJ Moore for Drake London. I think Tyler could have been competing for a playoff spot if he kept DJ Moore. That was a great trade by Tyler if his intention was to not win jack shit.
He also traded me Dak MVP Prescott.
Oh yeah. He tried to bait me by trading me Lamar for CJ Stroud, but I'm not trading away the best Ohio State quarterback to ever grace the NFL.
Fact.
That was a bait offer.
Okay. Yeah, I think Tyler's, Tyler has his name the art of the deal, but I don't think too many of the deals have worked out
The fart
too
of the
well.
deal.
Too well for him this year, so I don't know if that name really sticks.
I like how he changed his 11 points or better as soon as he was in contention for last.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler's had another rough season this year. I don't know. He's just some of his moves haven't worked, and he may try to paint a different picture on his season, but his points for isn't that high, so it isn't like he's gotten too unlucky this season with losing games that he shouldn't have lost. All right, Zombie, who's winning?
You know what? Let's give Pusa one last hope just to break his heart again.
Oh,
I
okay.
think he wins, but he still doesn't make the playoff.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Moving on to the next matchup, and this is the matchup of the week. Ernie at 6-7, Slaps at 6-7. The winner of this is one cheese loss away from getting in that 7th spot, or maybe even higher, or one Matt loss away from getting in the playoffs as well. So a big one here. Win, and you have a good chance to make it. Lose, and you're definitely out. At the moment, Sleeper projecting Slaps to eke it out 113 to 112 over Ernie. Slaps has Justin Herbert looking for a bounce back game against the Broncos after that horrible one last week. Tony Pollard on Sunday night against the Eagles. He's been scoring touchdowns lately. Will that continue this week against the Eagles? We'll see. Joe Mixon after his huge game against the Colts. Can he keep it going? Amon-Ra St. Brown against Chicago. I expect a better game than last week where he only got 12. Garrett Wilson. They're going back to Zach Wilson. I don't know if that's a good thing for Garrett Wilson or not. Against Houston. Tougher kind of team to play right now. Houston's hot, so I don't know about that. Ferguson on Sunday night as well against the Eagles. He's been playing decent. He's rolling with all these Cowboys. He must think the fucking Eagles are going to lose with that horrible defense they showed against the 49ers. Brandon Cooks against the Eagles on Sunday night with Kirk now out. Hopkins against Jacksonville. Pittsburgh's defense against New England. That's a great matchup. He could get off to a good start tomorrow night with a lot of points from the Pittsburgh defense. On Ernie's side, let him cook. Russell Wilson, go ahead and cook those Chargers. I'd love nothing more than a sweep over the Chargers this season. Go Wilson, go Russ, go. McCaffrey against Seattle. Gus the Bus Edwards against the Rams. Justin Jefferson is back, ladies and gentlemen. He is finally back. It took almost the whole season after his injury to come back, but he's finally back in the final week of the regular season, week 15. Can he put up another 20-plus point game against the Raiders and maybe help Ernie just squeak into the playoffs? We'll find out. Jackson Smith-Njigba against the 49ers in there as well. Laporta in there against Chicago should be really decent. He's been on fire the last couple weeks. And then he's rolling with Jordan Addison in the flex. So both Minnesota receivers. We'll see how this now plays out. Addison obviously balled out most of the season with Jefferson not there. We'll see how it works now with Jefferson back. If Addison still is a viable flex option like he was the first few weeks of the season, we'll find out. Tucker against the Rams, and the Cincinnati defense against the Colts. Just out of curiosity, he's got Connor on bye, Boyd, Beckham. He has Romeo Doubs on Monday night. Interesting. So he does have an option to not play Addison. He could play some choices there. Interesting choice by Ernie's there. The thing that gets me is he dropped Dobbs, but then he wants to roll with both wide receivers because he thinks Dobbs, I guess, is good enough to get them both. It doesn't make sense there. But I think this is going to be a close one like Sleeper projects. I would much rather see Slaps make the playoffs than Ernie because I do not want to see McCaffrey and Jefferson in the playoffs. That just with Laporta. So I am going to say Slaps wins, but doesn't. Well, yeah, he'll make the playoff then if Matt loses, and I predicted Matt to lose. I'm gonna say Slaps wins and somehow sneaks in over Ernie. Cheese, who's winning?
Ernie is winning.
Oh, okay.
You got Jefferson and McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Slaps teams also sucks.
Wow. Okay.
So doesn't suck, but like he's gonna
You
be
just
like.
said it sucks, and then you say it doesn't suck.
Hey,
It's like it's bad, but like at 201, he's gonna be like, GG, Ernie, you won.
The second
I mean, he's
he's
already
projected to lose.
He
It
already
literally took
he
1
already
minute.
announced that his season is done a couple days ago.
Last week,
Look, here's what I'm
last
gonna
week
say,
it
here's what I'm
took
gonna say.
1 minute after
I
he
don't
was
love-
projected to lose.
I don't love Ernie starting JSN and Addison, like and Jefferson. He's like limiting upside here, but I'm not a believer in Pollard against Philly.
Okay.
Herbert has been atrocious.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Stick up for your quarterback.
he just Zombie can't even. And then Mixon is like, I mean,
I
Mixon's
have
actually been
agreed.
good. I can't shit on Mixon. He's been decent, but I just feel like Ernie's gonna get the big boy points. Russ has been cooking. He's gonna cook the Chargers. So it's the end of
Okay.
Slaps fantasy year.
Okay. Strong words there. Rat. We know who you're taking.
Ernie's winning
Yeah.
because we've seen people. I mean, we're talking about Jefferson and Addison being run at the same time, but Slaps is running Pollard, Cooks, and Ferguson, and I've never seen that. Where
Yep.
you guys,
Well, I can tell you what he's thinking. He just watched your Eagles team get torched
no,
by the
I get
49ers,
that,
where like
but
everybody on the 49ers got points. So
Yeah,
he's
but
thinking the
Dolphins, he
Cowboys can
doesn't,
do the same.
He doesn't have the two most important players on the Cowboys.
It's not
though.
like
That
a
is true.
quarterback or like a wide receiver. You're running running back, tight end, and a flex, and it's a pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, he's running one of each. I
I
like him doing that over Ernie running two
I would
Minnesota
rather
wide
put
receivers
nah.
with Dobbs. I like that a lot better. I
I'll say
disagree
this,
with you.
This match will be close, and it will be somebody wins by .20.
Ooh. Point
Yes.
20.
It will come
Wow.
down to.
Wow, why don't you just say tie? Because that helps Pussy tremendously.
Oh shit!
A tie would be so funny.
A
This
tie
is a
would help
miracle.
Pussy a
And
lot.
Pusa winning. Oh my god.
A tie, Cheese loses, and a tie by them, and Pussy wins, and he's in. So, that's.
I will be winning though, so that
I mean, if Rat thinks it's gonna be that close, maybe we do get a tie in this. Well, imagine our first ever tie, and it's this week in this matchup, and Pussy somehow gets in. Oh my god, that'd be crazy. Okay, Pook, who's winning?
Ernie is going to win.
Wow. Okay. And do you think he gets into the playoffs or no?
Yes,
you
because
think
he
Matt's
will knock out Zombie.
Oh, or Zombie. Okay, you think Zombie's okay. All right. I mean, he is close to Zombie on points for. As I said, I think he's only. What did I say? I forget. It was close. It was like in the
Golfer, I have a
teens or
short
20.
segment after the matchup.
Jesus. All right. Fine.
Another segment.
Okay, Zombie. Who's winning
Buddy.
this matchup?
My
I'm going with Slap.
Slaps. Okay. Interesting. Be a close one. As I said, matchup of the week right here. All right, moving on to the next one. We have Pook versus Zach. And Zach gonna need a miracle in this one to somehow win and avoid last place like he did last year. We'll see if he can do it this year. At the moment, Sleeper projected Pook to win 111-98, so it does not look likely. Pook has Stroud against the Jets. Jets tough defense, but it's CJ Stroud. He's gonna cook anyone he plays. I believe in him. Bijan Robinson against Tampa Bay. Saquon Barkley on Monday night against Green Bay. Downs against Cincinnati could be decent. Mike Evans, who's been popping off recently against Atlanta. Big divisional game there. Schultz against the Jets. Olave against Carolina should be very good. Matt Gay against Cincinnati. And the Miami defense on Monday night against those Titans. On Zach's side, he's got Tua on Monday night. So both teams have Monday night players against Tennessee. Rashad White against Atlanta. Mostert on Monday night as well. Chase, who had his huge game last week with Browning. We'll see if he can do it again against the Colts. Cooper against Jacksonville. I don't like that very much, but what can you do? Kittle against Seattle. Singletary in there against the Jets. It was interesting. Pierce got the touchdown last week instead of Singletary. We'll see if that continues. The kicker for Houston against the Jets, who I don't think is a very good kicker.
Here's Carlson.
Oh, oh yeah, that's right. He's gonna switch Carlson out. Does he have anyone else? Oh, he has Zay Flowers too.
Matt Amendola was waived, I thought.
Well, he'll switch it. I think he'll switch it. I don't know with Zach, to be honest. He may not switch it. Chiefs against Buffalo. That's horrible. Does he have a defense? No. All
He could
right.
pick
But
one
he's
up.
played the Chiefs defense all year.
Yeah, that's not.
He could pick up the
He-
Raiders defense against Mini
He ain't gonna do that.
or Carolina.
All right.
against New
So,
Orleans.
I would hope Zach would maybe put in Zay Flowers instead of if Cooper's out, maybe, or instead of Singletary, but especially Singletary against the Jets. And then obviously Carlson. And doesn't matter what Zach does. Pook's going to win this. Pook has the better team. The team's been playing a lot better. Zach has a couple guys that are decent, but not enough consistent performance players to make me think he has a chance this weekend. Unfortunately, I think Zach's getting last place. And then the question will be, what does Zach do? Does he do the challenge or does he do the buyout?
He's not a pussy.
Zach owes a lot of money already this year in fantasy football bets that he's lost to how many people? Like 3 different people?
Oh no.
So
Nick.
maybe
Yes,
he
he owes
maybe
me $100.
Okay.
He
He
else?
paid
He
someone
already-
else
he
already.
paid
He paid Rat.
He
He
paid
paid
Rat.
Rat.
That's
How
all.
much?
I
Did
think
did
it's-
Pook have a bet with him?
No, it was
Did Pusa have a bet
Oh,
with him?
Pussy. I think
No.
Pussy had a bet with him.
I can scroll back. Let me
Pretty
check.
sure he had a bet with Pussy.
when I checked, it was only
Yeah. So he might take
Rat
that
and
$200
Chiefs.
buyout. The only part that sucks, the reason I'm hoping Tyler gets last
challenge
place,
is fun.
I'm hoping Tyler gets last place just because I beat Tyler, but I didn't beat Zach. So if he takes the buyout, I don't get any of that money, unfortunately.
I mean,
But
Oh wait, we
Wait,
have
what-
another bet. Wait, golfer, we have another bet.
what?
Ernie and Pusa have $100 on the line.
Ooh, that just makes these matchups even bigger this
Ernie and
week. Then.
Pusa have $100 on the line.
Wow.
Wait,
Which is higher.
I have a question.
Yes,
If Zach buys out, who's the money go to?
it goes to all the people that beat him in the regular season.
So if I beat him twice,
You
did I
get
beat him?
if you beat him the first time and you beat him this time. So basically, what
I
you
get
do
twice.
is if Zach had 10 losses, we would take the
That's second
200
money.
divided
Nice.
by 10, so that's
second last
the
place.
$20 each, and so you would get 40 out of
Oh,
the
I did not.
200.
I did not beat Zach. He beat me by 50 last time.
Oh,
Also,
all right. Well, if you win this
speaking of
time, then
bets,
you're getting
Pook
at least
owes
20.
Pusa
I need
$20.
I paid him
Oh,
already.
what was that
during the-
for?
That was during.
If
It
Pusa
was.
gets under 3.5 wins.
Ooh, he crushed that. Go on, pussy lad.
Well, I got 5-1 odds on it.
Go on.
I hope we
Also,
crush that.
Zach owes me 100.
Yeah.
Zach said bet void when I get kicked, so that didn't happen.
I mean,
Um,
technically, we could kick him right now and it will get voided.
Ernie gets owed 100. Or Ernie gets owed $50 from Pook.
I'm sending
For
that
what?
straight
Because
to Pusa.
CMC obliterated Bijan's
Oh, yeah, that's
point
right.
total.
Damn, Pook
The
lost
best
some fantasy
pick
bets
ever.
this
I mean-
year.
Pusa and Slaps have $20 on the line for who's finishing higher.
Ooh, so so wait. So if Pussy loses, he's owing one of these two.
He's owing somebody. He's owing somebody.
But if he
money.
wins, there's a chance. Well, he's still owing somebody because they're gonna
Zach
finish
owed
higher
Rat
points for.
50, which he paid,
Okay.
and then Zach owes me
Zach could've
$100,
won
which
last
he
week.
has not paid yet.
Ooh.
He asked for my Venmo and then never responded.
Okay. Well,
But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
if you don't get it by Friday, do what Pook did to me and send me that DM and put those
he will
gifts in the
pay-
chat that someone's scamming.
He
and
will,
Zach will
I'll
pay.
give him a couple of days. I'll
It'd
give
be
him a couple
funny
days.
if we went down this whole
Zach
road
will
again
be the
with
last
Zach.
place
and
job.
what we
So
did with
those are the bets currently owed.
Okay.
So lots of money still on
yeah,
the line.
a lot of big. It
Can
just
I add
adds to
something?
this final week. Yes, go ahead.
Who is opposed to doing the last place chip challenge or the who would
Oh,
Not
there's some
that hard to
people
eat.
that don't want to
Right.
stream and eat that hot ass shit. They'd
I
rather
would-
just
I
pay the
would
$200
not-
bucks.
I would not be surprised if Tyler got out of it just to not show his face.
I mean, there's
Oh,
there's
that's
some
true.
people that'll just pay the 200 to some people is nothing compared to eating that hot. I don't like hot shit. I'd consider it.
200
love
to
that.
Zach is it's the hot ramen, the one chip challenge. So it's up
200
to
to
the,
Zach is like just missing one day of calling your
That's
shots.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think he would pay the 200
I thought it
over
was
doing,
250.
but we'll find out what his decision is. We'll find out.
Well, it's not his decision yet, so he might win.
It's probably gonna
He
be
won't.
his
He won't
decision.
though. He won't though. I think he also because his kicker's gonna get like 0 and his defense will be negative. It's like not helping him at all.
He's gonna switch his kicker for Carlos.
You would think.
Golfer will switch it. If not.
What?
I said you'll switch it either way, to be honest.
No, I won't.
Wow.
Is that kicker? Wait, is he on the team still or no?
Click him, see what's up.
It's
I think
shows
he
him
got caught.
on Houston.
Oh, likely
Likely
kicking
kicking
for another.
another one.
Okay, so he's in. He's in.
But I think he does a mat. He waits till later in the week to change.
Well, the issue is the Chiefs' defense is.
I mean,
that's
Zach didn't
terrible,
even
actually.
watch the Monday night game when he almost came back and beat. He looked at it way after the fact and then said, "Oh, no shot, I lost." Yeah, so he wasn't even paying attention. Like I said, this year, if anybody deserved last place, it's Zach because he didn't pay much attention this season for whatever reason. There's conspiracy theories.
It was
on why,
after the
but
first week he just lost all hope.
I guess, yeah. Or he was trying to prove a point.
Look, it's gonna be
with
fun to
this.
watch him eat the chip.
Okay, did I not
And
ask
no,
anybody? Did I
Uh,
ask
Pook.
Pook? You're gonna win,
You're gonna win.
obviously.
Pook's winning.
Yep.
I see Pook's winning.
I'm not
Brad
asking. I'm
said-
asking Pook.
I will win and
Okay.
lock in my spot for the 3rd seed.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're saying me and Zombie lose, and you get the 3rd seed, or you overtake Zombie on points?
It doesn't matter. I'm scoring more than 10 than Zombie this week.
Okay.
That is a Charles Barkley
Wow.
guarantee.
Okay. Interesting.
If
Zombie.
scores 10 points, I'm scoring 20. I don't need any more than 20.
Okay, Zombie. Who's winning this?
Let's go, Zach. Beat you.
Barkley
Okay.
gets hurt on Monday night.
Barkley
Oh.
gets
I
what?
have Keaton
Hurt
Mitchell.
on Monday night.
Wow.
I got Keaton Mitchell,
Okay.
the new RB1
Wow. Okay.
in that offense.
All right. Moving on to the final matchup of the week. This one has a chance to be a pretty good matchup. Rat versus Zombie. 8-5 versus 7-6. As we already talked about, Zombie not totally secured in the playoffs just yet. And if he loses, there is a chance he could find himself out. So I'm sure Rat would love nothing more than to beat Zombie and cause him to miss the playoffs. It's set up perfectly this way just because if Zombie does miss the playoffs, it's the fantasy gods correcting the universe for my error earlier this season, because without that error, Zombie's probably out. He's out of the playoffs right now. He's in
He's
Tyler's
at 5
position.
Yeah.
He's at 5 wins. So if Zombie does miss the playoffs this year, it's kind of justified by the fantasy gods. We'll see if Rat can get the job done. At the moment, Sleeper does think he will get it 122-113. Rat has Mahomes against Buffalo. A-Chain after his huge game on Monday night against Tennessee. So he's got his Miami boys on Monday night. Breece Hall against Houston. Breece has been kind of just 10-point Charlie here lately. We'll see if he does better this week. Hill against Tennessee as well. DJ Moore back off the bye against Detroit. He's been looking good since Field came back. Can we get a Travis Kelce sighting? Taylor Swift was at the game this past week, and Travis Kelce didn't do that great. Is there some trouble in that relationship? I'm sure the gossips would love to hear that. We'll see if he has a bounce back. Rat says he has some bold statement about the Chiefs stack, so we'll find out what that is in a second. James Cook in the flex, so didn't like Scary Terry after his goose egg, and didn't like Noah Brown
he's
after
on
his
a bye.
goose egg. Oh, yeah, that's true. So he's going with Cook against the Chiefs. Aubrey on Sunday night against the Eagles, and the 49er defense against Seattle. On Zombie side, he has that Sunday night is a huge game. Hurts against Dallas, Swift against Dallas, and A.J. Brown against Dallas. Rat is a Eagles fan, so if his Eagles are popping off, it's probably hurting him this week in fantasy, unless it's a Devontae Smith game. Jalen Warren on Thursday night, tomorrow, getting Zombies started. We'll see if Najee's playing and how Jalen Warren does. Could get Zombie off to a good start. Cooper Kupp against Baltimore, tough matchup. Cooper just been kind of average to below average. We'll see if he can have a big game. Taysom Hill after his nice game against Carolina, decent matchup there. Debo against Seattle on Sunday. Young Ho Koo against Tampa, and the Houston defense against Zach Wilson and the Jets. Pretty good matchup there. Ooh, I think this one is going to be very close. Zombies team has been popping off, has been doing pretty good these last couple weeks. It all comes down to how does that Sunday night game go. Both Cowboys and Eagles last week got absolutely torched on defense. So it has the potential, and it kind of screams shootout game again. However, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think the Eagles win the game on Sunday night. And I think their defense plays better than what people expect. And I think Hurts and the Eagles boys do good. I'm going to take Zombie to win the game in a very close one. Cheese, who's winning?
This is going to be closest matchup of the week.
Okay.
I think that Rat will pull it out.
Okay.
Just because I'm not a believer in Eagle stack as much as some people. I think
Okay.
what we've seen is that one of them has a good game and the other one doesn't.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp also, if he didn't get the touchdown last week, he's having another 2-point performance. So he easily got bailed.
That's not true. He had 6
Okay,
catches.
he's gonna have. Okay,
he just
but
had
he's gonna,
only 40 yards.
It was
At
yeah.
8 on Cup.
But he's not been very consistent. Debo's not scoring 3 touchdowns again. Taysom Hill is dealing with foot and hand injuries. I don't know what that's about. I feel like Rat has a consistent floor of 120.
Does Zombie have a tight end on his bench?
No.
Yeah.
Yes,
Everett.
Gerald
Yes.
Everett. I mean, that's
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like Rat's gonna get that 130 score, and it's gonna be enough. That 120, 130.
Okay.
Gonna be good
Interesting.
enough.
Okay. Pook.
I will tell you right now, my good buddy Rat will beat Zombie so hard that
Ooh.
he will actually get a job.
Wow.
That will be the most impressive
I'm down.
thing
Damn.
that will ever happen from
Is
this league.
that Charles Barkley, Gare on T?
No, because Zombie's too fucking lazy and can't fucking interview.
Whoa, he interviewed once and was scarred from them telling him no.
Yep,
so-
yep.
Exactly,
He
you
gave
can't
up.
fucking interview.
Okay.
Cheese,
Wow.
cheese.
Yeah.
Can you help Zombie get a job?
I
For
need
the-
to get a job first.
Why
so
would
not
yeah?
right
Why
now.
would he
With the
ask
Chargers.
Cheese?
Buddy, I thought you were working for the Olympics.
Yeah, it's an internship.
Zombie
It's gonna
can get a
end.
job
Okay.
with the
Cheese
Chargers.
has all these
Calm.
jobs that only last a
Cheese.
couple weeks.
Cheese,
In-
Why
call
would
up their-
why would
4
Zombie
months,
want to
buddy,
ask
4
Cheese? He needs to
months.
ask somebody else that
Cheese,
has a
call
job
up-
for a while.
Call up their sister organization,
Who?
Wow.
Who's their, who?
the Special Olympics.
Okay. Buddy, at least
Wow.
internships are valuable. Okay, zombies they pay me too.
Do you get?
Zombies got
Okay, I was gonna
Okay,
say if
we're-
you don't
we're
get
No,
moving
they
on.
pay me.
We're
they
moving
pay
on.
me. Chill.
Okay, all right. So Zombie's gonna lose so bad that he gets a job. That would be an accomplishment. Rat could hold that forever if that actually happened. Okay, let's see. Rat, are you beating Zombie and sending him to missing the playoffs?
The Chargers' downfall, getting a job,
Ooh.
and Zombie's downfall is upon us.
Wow.
Zombie is getting a job. I agree with Pook. Zombie will need to scatter for money after this.
Mm.
I said it all year. I love my Eagles boys, but having so many of the same players on the same team does not help the value.
Okay.
The Chiefs stack, 25 plus this week in both of them.
From
Kelsey's
both of them, that's your prediction.
Kelsey will have a 2-touchdown game, a lot of receiving yards. Dolphins boys will cook, and Zombies losing in about 50 to 60 points.
Wow, so
GGs.
you're blowing them out. Damn,
Yes.
what a prediction. Wow.
GG's Zombie.
Okay, Zombie, your response to that?
I already beat this stupid Indian once at the beginning of the
Whoa!
year.
Whoa.
I never got the origin of that joke. How's Red an Indian?
I just randomly called. No. Okay.
Tom White.
Rat was when we were at the Sixers
Pook saw
game.
him at the Sixers
No.
game and
When
said
we were
he's
at the
Indian.
Sixers, no, when we were at the Sixers game, Rat was like, "I'm in section whatever," and then I saw a row in the row.
Oh, I still have a picture
bef-
of that.
in the row in front of him, there were
Hold
like
on.
3 to 4 Indians.
Yeah, Pook,
And
I
that's
saw the
where it
picture.
came from.
Lol.
Pook, I saw the picture.
Were they your
Hold on.
siblings?
Hold on. I'm sending in the fantasy group chat. But
So were they your family
going.
or?
no, they were
Oh.
just in front of me, hanging out with
Okay.
me, drinking beer and having fun.
Okay.
And one looked like James Harden Indian.
Oh, that is true. He did look like James Harden as an Indian.
Okay. All right. So Zombie, you said you're beating him this week and getting in the playoffs. Are you? What's going on with your Eagle stack this week?
Look, I already beat him once,
His
and I'm gonna beat him again because Jalen Hurts is gonna actually play not like a bum in the first half.
Hmm,
This
okay.
game,
All
instead of
right.
always having to fucking come back because he's ass.
Mm,
They're gonna
Okay.
start off strong
Wait.
and give me some touchdowns.
okay.
And
All
then his first off, Kelsey ain't doing shit, and then Hill is gonna have his leg broken.
Whoa,
oh,
wow.
Jesus.
That is a big prediction
I can't
there.
have that happen.
Damn. Yeah. If Rat's one Hill
If
injury
Hill-
away from
look, I
being
will
toast.
guarantee if Hill gets hurt, I'm done.
Damn. Wow. Okay. I would hate to see
But
that.
I will get the. What am I right now? The 6th seed.
You're the
No,
fifth
you're
seed.
the 5th seed.
I
You
will
could get the
get
3rd seed if Pook and I lose, or you keep your points lead on Pook and I lose. If I win, you can't
I-
get the 3rd seed.
I think I'm gonna get the 4th seed.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So you'd face the 5th seed. Who are you saying is the 5th seed? Me or Pook? I'd love a Zombie versus Pook first round matchup. That'd be great.
Nah.
That'd
We
be
need that.
great. We
that'd
need
be-
that. We
yeah,
need that.
I'd
We
love
need that for
that.
later. We
We
need that
We need that now.
You
We
know
need
how
that in the
that
first round.
We already know how that
Yeah, we do know how that ends.
Where's James Harden?
Okay, there we
for
have
later.
it.
Wait.
What?
Before we go, I want to ask everyone, who do you think will have the highest points for this week, and who do you think will have the lowest points for this week?
Oh, you mean
Other than
finish
your-
the season?
Other than ourselves?
No, this week. Other
Wait,
than yourselves
what happened to
this
Cheese's
week.
segment?
No,
Yeah,
Jesus, we're
Segment's
gonna
coming
finish
out-
with
It's
that.
coming after.
I don't understand your question. Like, who's gonna face the most points?
No,
And
who's
who's-
going to score the
They
most
think who's
points
gonna be the
this week
highest
and the
scorer? The
least
highest scorer.
Oh,
this week?
just this week.
Other than yourself, you can't name
Matt.
yourself.
Will be the
Other
highest.
than
Math.
myself, I think that Bill will be the highest scorer, and that the lowest scorer
his
will
cock anymore.
be the lowest scorer will be Slaps.
Whoa, well.
I think the highest scorer will be Rat.
Thanks,
I
buddy.
think Rat will get another 60 points on Monday Night Football alone. I think the lowest scorer will be Pusa, and I think Pusa drops below Tyler after he loses on this week to 11th.
Wow. Okay.
I have a hot
think-
take.
I think Bill gets highest, and Cheese gets the lowest.
Okay, buddy.
Mm.
Be realistic.
Mine next.
Yep. Go ahead.
I think Matt gets the highest and Bill gets the lowest.
Wow. Okay.
I was gonna
Alright, buddy.
say Matt gets the lowest, and Bill gets the highest.
All right. I'll say Pook gets the highest, and
Nice.
and I'm gonna say. Who did I pick? Did I pick Pussy? I think I picked Pussy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Tyler gets the lowest. Actually, no. I'll say Zach gets the lowest because I don't even know what's going on with his lineup.